serve the public trust.
Hi everyone, this is Mr. Fusion Designs and welcome to our channel. Today we have a build from Altaya. It is also available from FANHOME, but I'm really not sure if it is or not. This is pack 6 from issue 19 all the way to 22. So I remember last time we tried to open this bag up and you can see you kind of can't do it. So we're going to cut our bag today and I think that will be a lot more sense. So yeah, been having issues with especially this build with this bags. So these are our parts from issue 19 and this is our magazine. As you can see, I did get my issues from France. That's why you can see it is in French, but we can take a look at our magazine. So we are working on our leg. So some kind of sleeve we need to put on. Oh, that's great. And yep, so let's get on with that. So this is issue 19. Where should we open this up? Goodness me. Let's build with their bags. Okay, we have this and this. This is hard plastic. Nothing else in here. And these are the screws. These are BP screws. This should be like a rubber texture, which it is. You can see it's bendy. So this is from our previous issue. Hopefully you could remember. Now we have our sleeve, which has to go this way round. So hopefully you can see that. And this just slides over, just like that. So hopefully you can tell the way this is going. So it's like a screw there. So this is the way it's going on at the moment. Now we need this cover, well, this part, and this has to line up these two into these 2 points. Let me just get a close-up, maybe that might be a bit easier. So slide this into this gap and line these two up here. Now they made a cut here. I think maybe this is the reason why, so you can access, perhaps you need to get into these 2 points, one there and one there. And with that we need our 2 BP screws. So let's try and get this screwed in place. So let's get this one first. I think this is a little bit easier. This one looks a bit more trickier, but I think we could get it just like that. So that's the end of this issue. So let's move on to the next one. So this is issue 20. So I'm not going to even try to rip this open. I'm going to cut mines. There we go. So that's a heavy part, so I could tell that's already metal. And let's take a look at our magazine. So far this build has been very enjoyable. So we're still working with what we just made, and it looks like we are attaching it. And then there's a cover to go over that, so that's great. So yep, excellent. So let's get on with that. So let's just open this up. And for some reason it has to be a bit more in. think it comes into... Okay, that's fine. So we have this part and then all these parts in a separate bit. Let's try to take these all out. Nothing else here. So AM, EP, and EM. So those are our screws. That's the cover, probably what we just did from our previous issue. Try and remove this. Goodness me. I have to say these parts are extremely well packaged, but even that's so strange. It's like a double pack. Okay. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got it. So that's metal. So let's get on with it. Now we have this part that we have to... Let's see if I could get this shot in. You have to just slide it down and line it up. Just hopefully, there we go. Just like that. So we need 2 screws. One you can see just there, and there's one, hopefully you could just about catch it, just there. So we're going to get 2 EP screws. So just open up the sleeve and let's try and line this up at the same time. Goodness me, that's a bit fiddly. There we go. Now open up the sleeve. They made that a bit fiddly. And there we go. We got that one in. And one more. Just there. Goodness. Okay. Excellent. So that's all now screwed in place. So now this is our leg with foot. Everything's working as it should. So in this direction, I believe, let's just make double sure. Yes, so with this pattern towards the front, and you can see there's 2 screws and there's one more up the top here. That just needs to be into this position, so line up. There we go. That will be pushing down after, but let's do that actually now, just in case it needs to be placed. I think just like that. There we go. And with that we need 2 EM screws. So EM, but the M means it's going into metal, so I dip mine a little bit in oil. So just one towards the bottom and then one towards the top, just there. So that one and this one. Same again, just here. So that's now screwed in place. So we have to move this out the way and bring over our next part. So we have this part that I had a struggle with to remove, and this is from our previous issue. So this will line up just like that, and we need 2 screws, and they are AM screws. Bit of oil as it's going into metal. So just one there, and one there. So that's now screwed in place. Now we need to get our leg back. So this is our leg, and we need to now put these both together. So you can see that hole in the middle, and this one will need to be lined up there. But at the same time, this part needs to go towards the middle. So let's try and get this all done. Much harder than it looks actually. Hold up. Let's try to do this in... That's quite difficult actually. There we go. Okay. Okay, I was scared to move this around so much. Okay, push that. It's a little bit difficult to push together. And there we go. My top falls off. I think that just pushes on. Let's just try get this in place. Wow, that wasn't easy actually. How about maybe like that? I think it's a certain position. There we go, before that goes in, and that's actually quite fragile. That can easily break once that's screwed in. And this part, I can't remember which way it goes. I'll find out after. I'm gonna push mine back in. Hopefully this way. I'm not sure. I'll take a look after, but you can see that's lined up and we need 2 more screws. So let's just get that all screwed up. So here and here, here. So we need 2 EM screws, 1 there and 1 there. So a bit of oil. Let's see if we can get this as tight as possible to get that joint as tight as it can be. There we go, that's 1. This is the second one, which is going just there. So you can see that joint has now closed up a lot. So now we need this part to be screwed in place. So just give us a second. So we need 2 AM screws. I dipped it again in a bit of oil as it's going into metal. So 1 on this end and another one towards the other end. So let's get these screwed in place. This is the second one. That's now screwed in. I am actually afraid to move this. Hopefully it doesn't break. Okay. That moves. That's fine. But moving it side to side, that's kind of dangerous. Because I could see it there is quite weak. Unless I got that too, I think I got that too tight one. So I'm going to loosen mine and see if that actually will help it slightly. And see if that hopefully will make a difference. Wow. Okay, so I strongly suggest you to loosen that and you won't have an issue now. So that moves freely without any issue, because I really made mine tight before and you can see that moves. So I'm well happy with that. So that's the end of this issue. So this is issue 21. Again, I'm not going to attempt to rip this open. Let's cut it open, makes it a lot easier. So these are our parts, our magazine. I'm really enjoying this pack. Wow. The Ed 209. I would love to 3D print one of those. So we can see some covers that would need to be onto our leg. And yeah, that looks like it's going to be done. That's really good. So let's get on with that. So these are our parts in issue 21. And that's it. So these are plastic, and there's another cover, some BM screws. So let's get on with that. So this is our cover. You can see it has an L, so this is for the left leg, which just goes on top like that. We need a couple of screws, so those was BM screws. So we should dip our screws in a bit of oil because it's an M at the end of it. So line that up. You can see where the screws go. So it's 1, 2, and 3. It's the second one. And this is the third one. Excellent, that looks really good. So we have this cover, which is L, you can see again. I think this is really clever. So these two holes, you could see, has 2 pegs. Let's try and maybe get a close-up. And they just fit together just like that. And it's a tight fit, and it covers those screw holes. That looks great. Wow, I really am impressed with that. How they came up with that, that's really good. So we have the final part, which is again a cover, and we have to, you can see 2 lines, and we have to somehow I really hope this stays in place. And okay, you can see a line at the top of that, so I'm pretty sure that will just hold it in place to line it up. Yep, there we go. Excellent. Will that fall out? I don't think that will fall out. I think that's pretty good stuck in. So I really love how that all fitted together, and it looks amazing. So with that, let's get on with the next issue. This is issue 22. They're getting more difficult and more difficult to open. And it looks like some more covers. So this is our magazine. Yeah, I thought so. Just to cover up the other side of the screw holes that we did on the leg. So that should finish up the bottom half of this leg. So let's get on with that. So these are our parts in issue 22. Let's just pop these out. Nothing else in the bag. And I think we need this part. These are all plastic. So this is gonna go at the back of the calf. So you can see it will go only one way with the shape of this. And it has 2 pegs to fit into those 2 holes. So let's try and line this up and carefully push this in, because you don't want to really break these pegs. There we go. And that is actually a quite tight fit, and that's not going anywhere. And now we need this part, and let's try and find out. I think it will go again 2 pins, fits into those 2 holes, and yeah, there we go, like that. So slowly line it up. I do take my time with these because I have snapped a few in the past with other builds, and this is actually quite tight, and I think There's a bit of paint on that, but I'm scared to sand that off. Let's try and do this carefully. It must go this way. Can't go the other way. No. Perhaps the bottom. Well, that is quite tight. And okay, I think it's going in slowly. What I could have done, and I'm scared to remove this now, bit of oil into those holes on the pins. I'm not happy with that at all. That needs to fit flush, and that's not really doing it. To remove this, that would be quite dangerous, I would say. I went on my fours, and I think there's like a bit just there I could see. That I'm not sure if that's holding it up. I will see. Let's leave that in for now. I'll leave that in for now, and if I could fix it, I will. And we have one more. So we have this part. I did try to make this as flush as possible. That's the best I can get that. And hopefully this will fit a bit better. Line up the two pegs, push that in, and there we go. If you do find it's a bit difficult to push in, the two holes, that's good. I don't know, I used my tweezer just to take out the paint a bit, and that, as you can see, fitted as it should. So with that in mind, that's the end of our pack. And if you don't mind, if you could hit that subscribe button and thumbs up, that would be excellent. Thanks a lot for watching. Look forward to seeing you all next time. Goodbye for now.